What's happened so far? Droop tells you the king's dead. You guys go to Glangjaal. You start your investigation. You guys start spilling the beans immediately.
Immediately.
Bjorg falls in love with
Huh?
Bjorg falls in love with a suspect. Bjork falls in love with a suspect. The bad guy the entire time is just glazing you guys.
He knows where I
You're
live.
wildly. He knows where you
He
live. He
said
knows.
he said
He
our this
knows.
thing was
He knows where
cool.
Bjorg lives. He knows that Tyrion was a professor at Covington College. He knows Edge is from the Isle of Yami. He even potentially even
How
maybe
does he
knows
know
where
that?
Amber
He
because
told him.
he's talked to your team. he
Fuck.
he know
That's true.
he
Yeah.
knows
Everyone
he
else on my
knows
team
and
spills my
he
beans.
knows
The only
he knows
person he's
he
gonna
knows
talk to is
Atticay.
me.
He knows Atticay as introduced as Atticay Hammernafi as a part of the notorious crime syndicate of the Hammernafi crime family, and he potentially even knows where Amber is from, going off of his knowledge in Zutara that he gained from a mysterious tattoo shop man.
Yeah.
You
Where'd
guys
they?
gave this man everything,
We left traces
including
everywhere.
Bjorg's true name, in which he used that information to slowly twist and manipulate everything. The only advantage you guys had was that Edge was able to infiltrate the cult and get some information and get closer. But at the end of the day,
At what
he also got
cost?
himself. He also marked himself for death, and has already felt the control that the cult leader will potentially have over him, being that he was able to block out Tenno and control him.
Yet perhaps his greatest strength against it is his own foil Tenno.
The turning point was Tor Fritz, where you guys loosely eliminated General Honor Grip as a suspect because of his forthcoming information about not things being cool with him, and he's pissed off about his soldiers that were probably replaced at some point or already
ICH.
converted.
That's not like property.
You guys
Ryan
got back
spent
in town.
15 hours to figure out it's Flatborn, even though it was too late.
That's right. You guys got
Yeah.
back into town where Edge was then sent on a kill mission, actually on a hostage capture mission for Bjorg, where things turned around, thankfully, at this point. You guys were able to capture a cult member, Brogadin, and due to the efforts in Tor Fritz, you guys befriended what's his name?
You know his name.
Vorgon.
Ivorgon.
Vorgon and what is now known as the Torfritz Five, the only five surviving members of the Torfritz raid.
Some say they're stronger
Um,
than Bara'Kin Dred.
they're pretty good. They're. Hey, you know what? They're a lot more famous than you guys right now.
True.
Then you guys captured Brogadin. You questioned him. You found out some sinister information about the cult and probably the hierarchy and how it functions. Edge is back in the group. Edge shares some troubling information that they're just people. And there's that moment with Kenar where he tells you that information that he's only in the cult to help his young daughter because she's sick, and it seems like a better life for them if this is the road they go. So there's some moral conflicts. Also, in the background of this, Attica is given her first contract to murder a young, very, 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 very talented blacksmith of Darren Glowhammer, in which Edge befriends.
It's all fucked.
It's all fucked. During Edge's time in the cult, he also captured Lagdarva prison, and which then all of the bottom prison members and potentially some of the middle floor were then converted into the cult to increase the cult's numbers by a lot. Upon you guys, after you interrogate Brogaden, you guys you guys are brought into General Honor Grip's estate to be able to sleep in safety. They were told there's a council meeting in the morning. To where let's back up a little bit. You guys had a previous council meeting before that to where I was trying to give you guys a bone and be like, it was a demand, it was a order from the king to go and talk to go and talk officially for the first time for each, go and talk to them, go and talk to all the people in their private quarters, all the councilmen, and see what you can dig from them. You guys went and talked to Shadowback first, where you revealed his locked door to where he had a dragon statue, clearly a red herring now at this point, and you guys recovered um, final words of Thane Theroden, the king that lost Gerzim and Gur to the dragon. You guys are thinking like, okay, maybe he's thinking about this as like he's trying to redeem him, or why is this in here? It's a red herring. And then you went and talked to Flatborn, to where there was a bountiful amount of clues, but we missed those. And then he gave you guys a speech, which seemed foreboding, and at the same time kind of felt like, well, seems to really care about the people, but you're realizing he cares about the people for a different ulterior motive later. And then you go and talk to Coinrock, where it's just as Bjorg meeting up with her for the first time since he's left the Tor Fritz. And everyone stood outside the door listening while Bjorg had to try again, in which she gives Bjorg the very sweet sentiment of, all right, meet me at Steelflock tomorrow in the morning, and I'll give you my answer. And then we all know what happened with that.
Yes,
with
she
Edge's
was
I
Edge's
still don't
mission from
have her
Felgrick.
answer.
You don't.
Oh.
With Felgrick's answer to Edge, with conducting these missions, that there are 3 simultaneous objectives that are about to be done at the same time. The primary objective being capturing Bjork Blacksbane, and 2 other missions that are unknown. Figuring them out now, the second one was clearly the capture of Barsmere Coinrock to compromise Bjork because they stole your letter.
so good. Their information on us is so good.
They stole your evidence that you left, Brian. And then the third mission being to just put you guys on blast and just inform the city of there is a Theroden in the city, and he is the cause of the cult. He is the cause for the dragon attacks, and he is the cause for the murder of the king. Completely framing you guys and making the city turn against you. In which you come out of Honor Grip's house, everything's sunshine and rainbows. You cross back the Steelflock Inn. Lawrence, in a mad dash, runs to you guys, flies to you guys, smashing to the doors, telling you the city is falling apart. And you guys, half of you sneak out the back. That's not true. Who stayed? Therian stayed for a minute to try to see what the cult was saying. You guys avoided the first encounter with just a mob of citizens. Amazingly, I thought you'd maybe have to kill a couple innocent people. You avoided every single murder of moral compromising events that I put in front of you. And then you guys continue to sneak to the city, back to the palace.
Until
Bjorg is very quiet the entire time, as he is pretty destroyed by having enough information about who done it, but no longer having the time for it to matter. You guys make it into the square in front of the palace, where you are confronted by Lord Cherok and Coinrock, Barismir's father, where he has received the news of the hostage ransom, and he plans to take Bjorg. You guys fight him. He kills Amber. Amber's holding a grudge. Amber almost dies. Edge becomes untethered and begins an assault of rage we have not seen in a very long time.
You didn't want to kill those people.
Yeah, but you had to.
Yeah.
And then Hugh shows up late because I wanted to make it harder. And then you guys go into the palace. You get the breakdown from the king. Just fucking. Actually, he's not mad. He's at this point he's kind of destroyed by what is going. Actually, no, he is mad. He's mid interrogating Shadowback, demanding answers for his city falling apart, and assuming that he is the cult leader. You guys clear his name. Shadowback loosens up on you guys, and you guys start to hatch a plan of infiltrating the prison, going off of the letter of ransom left to the king of the immediate surrender of Bjork Theroden in return for Barsmere Coinrock.
We
And,
also got rid of
Warden
that sigil
Nightfall.
so they couldn't come in.
You did.
Or-
Amber
Right.
brought up the sigil situation, so to prevent, which I told you, prevent the murder of the queen.
Yeah. That would have been nutty.
So you guys foiled a dastardly move. Continuing with that, everyone went to sleep. We had an inspiring message from Lawrence about never give up hope, showing the last final days of war of the Solaran front, in which Hugh interjected and made it better, and not a dumb old man story. Where Therian blew up a tank of pure ethanol.
Ethanol barrels.
No. Hugh described what it would be like were Therian to blow up a tank of pure ethanol.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I think he described it
That was
wrong.
a story.
Bjorg was in his feelings, obviously, about the situation. He went to his room. There was an A-team moment with Hugh and Edge and him to kind of bring him back out of it. They had They went down and had a conversation with Coinrock for him to join the team on the raid of the prison and plan the prison raid. To then, the goal is to capture a ring that Edge gave information on to be able to open these doors, these keys, in hopes of being able to recreate the sigil in Flatborn's office and enter wherever he escaped from, and then continue that investigation. Plan was the 5 people split off: Hugh, Edge, Amber, Therian, and Atticay, to go through the secret passage into the prison at Coinrock, and Bjorg would surrender himself at the front, and then Bjorg had to spend 3 real days walking downstairs while you guys snuck up through a basement using various methods that it's like we found the method right there at the end.
Yeah, we're not a sneaky team.
We could have just run through.
We just
been
run
there
yeah.
faster.
Yeah, like I said, clearly there was no planning. What saved the day was Atticay's silences and Therian's
that was
arcane
most
locks.
of the plan, though. From the start, was the silences.
We
But
tried.
also, we did try, but it just never works.
We tried.
We did have
to
a
go
plan.
with the
It
and
just
we tried
never
to
works.
follow the plan.
You had a plan until
this
Dragons.
is just taking too long. We gotta
You
go.
You had a plan until Dragons.
Yeah, pretty much.
We abandoned Slippy on the 3rd floor to fight and hopefully maybe kill them all. We don't know. And then Bjorg has a fun hostage travel downstairs from Drackle and Markham. Bjorg gets a lot of information. He walks down the shame hallway where he is spit on and insulted by Zupesh citizens, just going off of his name. And finally, he is face to face with Thelgric Onyxborn, second in command to the Sons of Winter. And they have a long speech. And I think I almost had Brian there for a minute. And then I pulled the rug out. So I don't think I had him completely. So maybe I can get Brian to trust me. And then the team breaks in just in the nick of time. Shit unfolds. You guys knock him into second stage. Takes Bjork to the ceiling, and then you guys escape with him to the roof to have a final stand with Thelgric on the roof. And then the final situation is what Therian got knocked out, Atticay got knocked out. No, Therian didn't get knocked out. Atticay got knocked out, Hugh got knocked out, Amber got knocked out. And then Coinrock is devastated by his daughter not being here. And then Bjorg tries to give him some words of hope. And then I think we end with Coinrock saying, well, how much hope do we have left? Or something around that feeling. And then he points out to the city, which is smoking. And you can still hear fighting in the streets from General Honor Grip and his men trying to quarrel the riots. And that's where we stopped.
True.
Questions?
Dun, 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 dun.